These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hi, I'm Nick Saletti here on a Friday with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. If you have concerns about flooding in your community today, sand is being offered in some places here locally, including some pre-filled sandbags. Our team stopping by one of those locations in Surprise, where several people were stuffing their bags. The city of Phoenix also posting a video on social media offering free sand at 8 different parks. Make sure that you check for any requirements before you leave home, because some of these cities we've seen are requiring you to show proof of residency. Now to a crime alert on this Friday as the FBI Phoenix field office announcing it's made hundreds of arrests over the past several months. It's all part of an operation called Summer Heat, a national crime effort with multiple agencies involved to try to execute search warrants to violent criminals, also fugitives, and rescuing child victims. The Phoenix field office arresting more than 400 people, including 15 for violent crimes against children, and they say they also located more than 100 child victims. Offering help for people who have served our country and their families ahead of Veterans Day, our Let ABC 15 Know team focusing our next monthly phone bank on veterans benefits. Tune in Wednesday the 15th from 5 to 7. Experts from the State Bar of Arizona will be here in studio to answer your calls there, so get your questions ready. It's completely free of charge. Mark your calendars. It is do or die tonight for a Phoenix Mercury in Game 4. It's a must-win. Can Phoenix force Game 5 in Vegas? That would be Sunday night if it happens. It'll take all 5 on the court, the coaching staff, and of course the X Factor, the fans. Tip-off is at Mortgage Matchup Center at 5. We checked in. Tickets are just about $40. Not bad. If Halloween horror films don't have you screaming, this year's candy prices, they're going to do the trick. Scripps News Group consumer reporter John Matarese looks at which treats are going to cost you more this year and how you can save so you don't waste your money.
If you're handing out candy to trick-or-treaters, that bag of sweets will probably cost you more this year. But what's inside the bag will really determine how much more you'll be paying.
Here at Fawn Candy,
have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
They've been selling and making candy since 1946.
People use them as favors for holiday parties.
Staffers have been trying to keep prices as low as possible this year, despite soaring cocoa costs. But manager Tricia Rayburn refuses to use cheaper ingredients. So she's offering more non-chocolate options to help families on a budget.
We do some of the other candy that is not chocolate.
Supply chain expert Pawan Joshi says a shortage of cocoa from West Africa is the main driver of higher chocolate prices.
The rainfall has been lower. There's also been a disease that's been going through the crop. And just to give you a context, West Africa produces about 60 to 70% of the world's cocoa supply.
Research from the financial services firm Empower shows candy prices are 8% higher than last year and 20% higher than just 3 years ago. It also found shoppers plan to spend a boo-worthy $58 on candy alone.
So if you're really looking to save this year, I would not get chocolate. I would get those sweeter things. Maybe it's Jolly Ranchers or Skittles.
Smart shopping expert Trey Bodge says bigger discounts come closer to Halloween, so hold off if you can. If you're stocking up now, do a price comparison online before you buy. If you have lots of Halloween traffic, buy candy at a wholesale club. On the flip side, if you don't have many kids around, stick with smaller bags so you don't overbuy. Fawn Candy's Tricia suggests giving smaller but still high-quality treats.
We have all kinds of gift ideas from every price range.
That way you don't waste your money.
That is the real thing.
That is a real thing.
John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
Tracking your most accurate forecast on this Weather Action Day Friday. I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. Showers and thunderstorms will be scattered to widespread across the state over the next couple of days, including today, with temperatures starting off this morning in the lower 80s, upper 80s at noon, and highs only in the lower 90s later on today. We're also under a flood watch through at least Saturday evening for much of the state, with up to 3 inches of rain in some spots, leading to flooding in areas like rivers, creeks, and also those low-lying areas. Highs will be, of course, much cooler, only in the 60s for areas like Flagstaff and the south rim of the Grand Canyon. 70s along the Mogollon Rim and the White Mountains, with 80s and 90s across the lower desert. Your 7-day forecast showing those storm chances in the valley as high as 60% tomorrow, with highs staying in the 80s through next week, with lows in the 60s and 70s. In the high country, storm chances today and tomorrow at 90%, with highs staying in the 60s through at least Monday. Then cooler next week, with highs only in the 50s Tuesday through Thursday, with overnight lows staying in the low to mid 30s starting Monday morning.
Another update tonight. Until then, get the latest news, weather, and traffic at ABC15.com, or just download that free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.